Hello everyone, welcome to the class students. How are you doing? I know you all are so excited. The reason is in the present session we will be discussing the most important questions of life processes. Right? But before starting the class, let me introduce myself very quickly. I'm Vindhya Rao. We'll be taking a biology in this particular channel. Let's crack foundation in NTSC. I have done my masters in biochemistry, bachelor's in biochemistry, botany, zoology. Also have qualified KSET exam. Mentored more than 10,000 students for various exams like NTSC, NEET, NSGS, and many more exams, including CBSE 9th and 10th. Right? More than anything and everything, I'm here to make you fall in love with the subject biology. Because if you love the subject, you know you will be literally feeling easy to understand any of the questions because you would be studying the subject, right? So that's how you are able to crack any of the exams. So before starting, I would be telling you some of the important things. That is, students, if you are real aspirants or if you are seriously thinking about the NEET exam, you can directly take up the subscription of the NEET in Unacademy Learning app. Yes. So there is a category called as NEET category, which is going to help you in the preparation of the NEET exam, right? So not only biology but also physics and chemistry is covered in this particular category, and definitely doctors themselves will be teaching you for the exams. And of course, while going for the subscription, go for either 1 year subscription or 2 year subscription. Even iconic subscription is also available. And also, students, don't forget to use my code VRLIVE to get 10% discount. Also, guidance for various exams, and I'll be also giving the notes for the different classes, right? And students, if in case along with the preparation of the NEET exam, if in case if you want to prepare for NTSC, NSCJS, or maybe IOQJS, and maybe even JE, CBSE 9th and 10th as well. So if you want to prepare all of these exams, definitely the category that you should be choosing is Foundation NTSC Olympiad category, right? So in this particular category, you are able to see courses as well as live classes for all the exams like NTSC, NSGS, CBS9, CBS8, and JEE NEET as well, right? And definitely, while going for the subscription, go for either 1 year or 2 year. Students, you will be regretting if you don't take the subscription. The reason is, look at the price. Yes, so after a few years, you will be going for the preparation of the JEE exam or NEET exam. You should be spending in lakhs, right? But here, students, for such a less cost of 15,750 for 1 year, and if it is 2 year, it is going to be total 2 years, it is going to be 18,900. So as and when you increase a month, you will be able to see the I can say the discount, right? So while taking the subscription, you should be using the code VRLIVE, which is going to help you in getting 10% discount, right? Yes. So let's quickly begin the session, and starting with the very first question, right? Which of the following are energy food? That is, which is going to give you, me, everyone, right? The instant energy. Instant energy. Yes, I'm actually helping you in answering the question. Some of the advertisement you might have heard instant energy, right? Yes. Answer quickly, which of the following are energy foods? Correct? So you know the answer, students, that is definitely carbohydrates and fats. Yes, ma'am, we know glucose, glucose, you might have heard, right? Carbohydrate, they are glucose, fructose, sucrose. All of them are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates and fats are able to give you instant energy. I mean, they will be they are actually referred as energy foods, right? Next question: in which mode of nutrition an organism derives its food from the body of another living organism without killing it? Yes, answer quickly. So the answer is in this. So the particular type of nutrition, they don't have intention of killing it, right? Yes, answer quickly. Saprotrophic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, holozoic nutrition, autotrophic nutrition. In which mode of the nutrition an organism derives its food from the body of another organism without killing it? Yes, very simple question. Even if you do not know, I mean, if you haven't understood the question, by elimination you are able to answer the question, right? Very simple. Yes, of course, your right answer is parasitic mode of nutrition. Saprotrophic nutrition, you are able to see here the dead and decaying matter, is absorbed by the organism. In the case of holozoic mode of nutrition, the larger food molecules are broken down to produce the smaller granules, smaller molecules, and those are absorbed by the organisms. Autotrophic, they cook their own food, right? Plants, some of the bacteria. But parasitic nutrition, here you are able to see the involvement of the parasite. Parasites will be present on the host body. So the organisms that is living on another organisms are referred as parasite, and another organism on which you are able to see this parasite is referred as host, right? So we are able to see host and parasite interaction in the parasitic mode of nutrition, correct? So parasites won't be having the intention of killing any other organism. For example, let's say corona do not have got intention of killing human beings, right? Maybe if you consider Anopheles female mosquito, they don't have intention of killing us, right? So what is their work? They are just dependent on us for the nutrition purpose, and they are living on us. That's it. So next question will go for, that is, yes, the mode of nutrition found in fungi. Very simple. Yes, parasitic, holozoic, autotrophic, saprotrophic. Students, I should be writing another option here. Heterotrophic nutrition. Answer the question now. The mode of nutrition found in fungi is parasitic nutrition, holozoic mode of nutrition, autotrophic mode of nutrition, saprotrophic mode of nutrition, as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. I know, ma'am have added a new option. So answer is definitely going to be that, right? Now, why did I add E? Because if I wouldn't have added E, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, answer would have been both parasitic as well as saprotrophic, because you know some of the parasites like that, for example, Puccinia, right, Ustilago, or maybe other examples if you consider Microsporum, Epiphyton, Aspergillus. These all are parasitic fungi. At the same time, we are able to see saprotrophic fungi, that is, for example, Agaricus, right? So, mushroom in a simple way if you want to understand. So, fungi are able to show both parasitic mode of nutrition as well as saprotrophic mode of nutrition. However, in your NCERT, they have given more importance for saprotrophic. Okay, you can also go with the answer. You could have also have gone with the answer D. But we are able to see both the type of nutrition in the fungi. So why, right? So together comes under heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So answer is going to be heterotrophic mode of nutrition, right? Next question. The exit of unabsorbed food material is regulated by which among the following? Very, very interesting question. Exit of unabsorbed food material is regulated by liver, anus, small intestine, anal, sphincter. The question is about regulation of this undigested, unabsorbed food material. Quickly answer the question, students. Very simple question. Yes, the exit of unabsorbed food materials. Yes. We know, ma'am. Yes, anal sphincter. Anal sphincter is the answer, because students, anal sphincter is able to regulate. So, anus is simply causing for the removal of undigested food, but the controlling regulation is by the sphincter, anal sphincter. That is the muscle that is present in the anal region. Okay, so they will be regulating the removal of unabsorbed or undigested food, right? Very simple question it is. Next question is, what are the products obtained by anaerobic respiration in the case of plants? Yes, what are the products obtained by anaerobic respiration, students? Anaerobic respiration in the case of plants. Lactic acid plus energy, carbon dioxide plus water plus energy, ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy, pyruvate. Yes, the end product of anaerobic respiration, not aerobic. So definitely all of you know the answer. Answer is not lactic acid, because lactic acid we are able to see only in the case of animals. In the case of plants, in the case of fungi, we are able to see the product of anaerobic respiration is going to be ethanol, carbon dioxide, and energy. If the question was aerobic respiration, then B would be the right answer. If the question was in the case of animals, A would be the right answer, right? What is pyruvate? Pyruvate is the, it is a product of glycolysis. Next question. The movement of food in phloem is called. Very easy, ma'am. Very easy question. Transpiration, translocation, respiration, evaporation. Yeah, movement of food in phloem is called as. Very simple question. No much time should be wasted in this particular question, because even if you do not know about these terms, by elimination you are able to answer the question as translocation, because you all know what is transpiration, respiration, evaporation, right? Transpiration is evaporation of the water from the aerial surface of the plants. Respiration, breaking down of glucose to finally produce ATP, that is energy. Evaporation, chemistry, yes, whereas translocation is the movement of the food in the phloem is referred as translocation. Next question, students, which is the correct sequence of the body parts in the human alimentary canal? Alimentary canal we have, right? So which is the correct sequence of the body parts in the human alimentary canal? Simple, students. You know what you should be knowing? You should be knowing what is the beginning product and what is the beginning part and what is the last part, right? So if you know that, you are at least able to eliminate other options, and this is simple, very simple. So what is the right answer? Right answer is yes, of course, it is C. Why C, ma'am? Because we will be eating the food in the mouth, which is later will be going to, sorry. Answer is B. Because from the mouth, the food is going to go to esophagus, from the esophagus to stomach, and from the stomach, the food is going to go to small intestine, and it is going to get transported to large intestine. Simple question. Next. What is this, ma'am? No options. Students, most important questions from the chapter life processes. I could also have given 3 marks, 2 marks questions, but yes, I was like, let's stick to 1 mark. Let's stick to MCQs or fill in the blanks, right? Exit of the food from the stomach is regulated by a dash muscle. Just now we had actually discussed about the same thing. So can anyone give the answer for this particular question? Yes. Tell me. What is the answer for this particular question, students? The exit of the food from the stomach is regulated by a dash muscle. What muscle? Skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, smooth muscle? No, not possible. So definitely, students, what is the right answer for the question? What is the right answer for the question? Yes, of course, it is right. Sphincter muscle. Yeah. Sphincter muscle is going to cause for the regulation of the food. It can be exit or it can be entry, right? So we have got different types of sphincter muscle: pyloric sphincter, cardiac sphincter, anal sphincter. Just now we have seen, right? Next question. Dash is the longest part of animal alimentary canal. Yes. Now, this is so simple. Small intestine, such a simple question, right? Small intestine. Students, then why the name large intestine? Large intestine are larger in its size, but the lengthwise, if you consider it is small intestine, that is going to be long, right? So longest part is going to be definitely small intestine. Next question. The process of breakdown of glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule, everyone know about this, into 2 molecules of pyruvate, that is 3-carbon molecule. So this particular process is going to take place in which part? Takes place in the dash. Yes. Glycolysis question, students. Where exactly glycolysis is going to take place? Because glucose breaking down to produce pyruvate is referred as glycolysis. Yes, 10-stepped process it is. So it is going to take place. It is going to take place in the dash. Tell me quickly. You know, that is cytoplasm. Irrespective of any cells, if you consider, glycolysis is going to happen always in the cytoplasm. Yes, simple. But later you are able to see the pyruvate, either it can either go to either it can go to mitochondria. In the case of yeast cells, that is especially in the anaerobic respiration, this pyruvate is going to stay in the cytoplasm. Whereas in the aerobic respiration, the pyruvate is going to go to mitochondria in order to completely break down to produce ATP. Right? Yes. The pancreatic juice does not contain the following enzymes. Which among the following enzymes are not present in the pancreatic juice is the question. Trypsin, amylase, lipase, ptyalin. Yes. Answer should be like this. It should be given like this. Yeah. I meant so quickly it should be given. Because this is so simple question. Board exam, you shouldn't be worrying at all. The questions are going to be very, very simple. Yes. Definitely you all are right. That is, answer is going to be ptyalin. Now what is this ptyalin, ma'am? Salivary amylase, students. Salivary amylase is not present in pancreatic juice, no? Pancreatic amylase is present in pancreatic juice, which is able to break down the starch, right? Lipase, lipid digesting enzyme, trypsin, protein digesting enzyme in the intestine. See, the activity is going to be in intestine, but the production of these hormones is going to take place in the pancreas only, right? Next question. The inner lining of the stomach is protected by one of the following from the hydrochloric acid, HCl, acidic pH it is going to have, right? So imagine the stomach is producing HCl, but why the stomach is not burning? Yes, acid. The pH is going to be approximately between 1 to 2, right? So how exactly the lining of the stomach is going to get protected? Salivary amylase, pepsin, bile, mucus. Such a simple question once again, right? Such a simple question, students. Answer like this, like this. Not like this. That sort of like. Answer the question quickly. So, mucus is going to protect the lining of the stomach. Students, you can expect an important question for 1 or 2 marks, that is, what is the function of the HCl in the stomach? So you can expect the question, what is the function of the HCl in the stomach? For either 1 or 2 marks. 1 or 2 marks. Yes, HCl function. You should be writing 2 function. One is activating the pepsinogen to produce pepsin. Another function is defense. Right? They are going to help in the defense mechanism by killing the pathogen, whichever comes to the stomach. Okay, there are a lot of interesting fact about this HCl that is present in the stomach. Many of you would be knowing this, right? Next question. Choose the form in which most of the plants absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere. Little difficult question, right? Choose the form in which most of the plants absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere. Yes. Choose the form in which most of the plants absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere, directly from the atmosphere. First of all, nitrogen won't be, yes, absorbed directly from the atmosphere. Plants cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen. I have given the big hint to you, students. Actually, I helped you in eliminating one of the answer. So what is the right answer for the question? Simple, ma'am. Nitrate and nitrites. NO3, NO2, nitrate and nitrite is the organic form of the nitrogen that is converted by the nitrogen fixing bacteria from the N2, that is free nitrogen, to NO3, right, and NO2. So next question. This is actually a question from the 9th standard, but yeah, it can be asked in the board exam as well. You never know. Next question. Oxygen released during the photosynthesis comes from oxygen. Oxygen that is going to get released during the photosynthesis is going to come from water, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, glucose. Do you want me to confuse? Huh? C6H12, O6, CO2. Chlorophyll is a pigment. Water. So oxygen actually present in all, right? oxygen released during the photosynthesis comes from which among the following is a question. But my dear students always know the answer for this question because we have discussed this question 1000 times while we were preparing for the NTSC exam. So definitely answer is going to be water. Photolysis of water is going to take place to release the oxygen. Simple. Right? Next question. The blood that is living the tissue. The blood is living the tissue. Tissue and cells will say tata bye bye to that blood, to the blood. Right? Now that particular blood is going to be rich with which among the following? Hemoglobin, carbon dioxide, water and oxygen. Yes, sort of creepy question. I don't think so many of you would have heard about this type of question, right? So blood is living the tissue, becomes rich in which among the following, but however easy. So many of you know the answer for this particular question, that is carbon dioxide, because the blood is going to take up the carbon dioxide from the cells and tissues. Right? When blood is entering into the tissue, they will be carrying the blood which is rich with the oxygen. But when they are leaving the tissues, they are rich with the carbon dioxide. But it doesn't mean that they won't have any oxygen. They will also have small amount of oxygen, but it is going to be rich with carbon dioxide. Next question, next question, next question. Proteins after digestion are converted into proteins. Yeah? Simple question. If I talk much about proteins, you are able to answer the question. Carbohydrates, small globules, amino acids, starch. Proteins after digestion. Maybe they are asking actually after complete digestion. Yes, simple question. So proteins are going to completely break down to finally produce the building block of the protein, that is amino acid. Yeah. Now the small globules are going to get produced by the breaking of the larger fat globules. Whereas carbohydrate, starch, same, you know it, simple it is, right? So, but also you should be knowing few things like where exactly, like from which part of the body we are able to see the digestion of the proteins. You should be knowing this, and from which part of the body we are able to see digestion of the carbohydrates. Next question. One cell thick vessels are called as arteries, veins, capillaries, pulmonary artery. Yes. Answer, students. Answer the question. One cell thick vessels are called as, definitely ma'am, it is capillaries because it is the weakest, it is the thinnest blood vessel, right? So capillaries is the answer. However, these three are the different types of the vessel that you are able to see the circulatory system. Yes. Next question. The only artery, among the following, which carries deoxygenated blood is pulmonary artery, renal artery, hepatic artery, coronary artery. The only artery which carries deoxygenated blood is simple. Answer quickly. Yes. Exception, everyone knows, come on. Answer is going to be, you are right, pulmonary artery is able to carry deoxygenated blood, whereas pulmonary vein is able to carry oxygenated blood. Most of them are able to carry that is artery. Arteries are usually involved in carrying of the oxygenated. Veins are involved in carrying of the deoxygenated. But the functions of the vein is transportation of the blood towards the heart, whereas function of the artery is transportation of the blood away from the heart. Next question. In humans, right auricle receives dash blood from dash. Lord, please save my students. I have given you a hint, like I had given this particular easy trick to remember about this. Lord, please help my students. So, of course, students, you know the answer for this question, LORD, right? What is LORD, ma'am? LORD, that is, the left auricle is going to get oxygenated blood, right auricle is going to get deoxygenated blood, right? So definitely in humans right auricle will be receiving deoxygenated blood from vena cava, that is veins, right? Next question. The color of the blood plasma. Students, remember, color of the blood plasma. Color of the blood plasma. Yeah, and I'm actually stressing because if I don't do this, I know what you're going to do. Quickly answer the question, students. Color of the blood plasma is red, pale yellow, yellowish green, pink. Yeah. Many of you would have mistakenly answered red if I wouldn't have, stressed this plasma, blood plasma, not blood. Blood is always red in color, right? I mean, in the case of higher organisms, especially vertebrates, right? But in the case of, if you consider blood plasma, it is pale yellow in color, correct? Right? Why pale yellow? Because the color of the blood is red is cause of RBC. If you remove all the cells and if you just have plasma, the color is going to be yellow, pale, light yellow. Next question. Oh my god, it's done. It was so good for me like to discuss these questions. So students, that's all for today. If you haven't taken the subscription, take the subscription as soon as possible. Right? We will be having a lot of fun classes like this in the plus classes, and once you join the plus, it is going to be family, right? The class is not a class, it is going to be full of fun, and you won't even get to know that you're studying. But definitely you'll be studying, don't worry about it, right? So students, go for either 1 year or 2 year subscription, right? You are able to see after using the code VRLive, you are able to get 10% discount. Yes, 1 year or 2 year. 2 year is the best option for the 9th standard kids, right? And this is my code VRLive. Also, you can take the subscription of 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Iconic subscription also available here, right? And students, what you have to do, like the video, share the video, of course, stay tuned for junior doctors, right? And use the code VRLive while taking the subscription. Bye bye.